The moment I traded approval for authenticity. The most important lesson I learned after I stopped caring what people thought was this: most people aren't judging you, they're just using you as a mirror for their own insecurities. For most of my 20s, I lived what I thought was the perfect life, dictated entirely by my successful, traditional parents and a hypercritical group of friends. I had a stable, soul-crushing job in finance, a wardrobe that cost too much, and I was engaged to a man who looked great on paper but treated me like an accessory. I was deeply miserable, but I was also terrified of being labeled a failure by my social circle. I spent all my mental energy running calculations: if I quit my job, what will my father say? If I end the engagement, will my friends think I'm unstable? The breaking point came after a particularly soul-sucking board meeting where I realized I was spending 60 hours a week defending a product I hated, all to earn a paycheck I didn't need, to buy things I didn't want, to impress people I didn't like. I went home and looked at my reflection. I didn't recognize the person staring back. She was guarded, tense, and brittle. Quit the job the next day. I broke off the engagement a week later. I sold the expensive wardrobe. And here's the viral lesson: the earth did not stop turning. My father was initially angry, but his anger was really just fear that I wouldn't be financially secure, his own biggest insecurity. My hypercritical friends did talk about me, but their judgment was less about my failures and more about their fear of doing the same thing. My freedom forced them to confront their own cage. They needed to believe I was unstable so they could feel safe staying in their own perfect lives. The people who mattered, my true sister and one old friend, didn't offer judgment. They offered wine, a spare couch, and a high five. I learned that caring about what people think gives them veto power over your happiness. When you stop, the judgment you feared doesn't disappear, it just becomes background noise. You realize the people who love you will stick around, and the people who don't are just projecting their own baggage onto your decisions. The single most important lesson: authenticity is the only currency that matters. You will never regret choosing yourself.